Sam Week Part 2, The Spy Who Dumped Me, Sebastian Henshaw. Hello guys, this is Jasmine from Jazz Draws Art here, and today I will be doing the drawing of Sebastian Henshaw from The Spy Who Dumped Me, Sam Heughan's character, where he's like a Bond type character. He's a spy trying to help this girl who's dating a spy who dumped her. Not the best at explaining movies, but in this movie you really get to see him be like a different kind of character. He's in a comedy. It's really nice to see Sam in this light because he is hilarious, even if he plays it down and doesn't really admit it, but he really is one of those people that's just so funny. And I loved seeing him in a different role because he's like a chameleon. He can suit any type of movie or show that he wants. And so I really want to do this character. He has so many, but I want to do this kind of thing because a lot of people have been talking about him being the next Bond. It would be great to have another Scottish Bond. I personally am not really into James Bond, but I would get into it for him because I love his acting and I think he's super believable, and he's just really good at convincing you he is the character he's playing, and I appreciate that. For this drawing, I decided to do him holding the gun because otherwise it just looks like Sam and it's going to be hard to differentiate him from other characters he's done. So to make sure I got the right characterization and the right styles, I went for him holding the gun up. I also really like the lighting, the way that it's done, half blue and half orange. The lighting on him looked really cool, and I also feel like I got a little bit better at drawing his jawline and his cheekbones. He's a difficult face. As I said in my last video, he is pretty hard to draw, but I feel like this was a good challenge. Now, don't even get me started on doing the hands. Hands are not my specialty, like a lot of artists, but let's just say I did my best. And I know I didn't shade them very well, which you'll see later on in the video. But still, I think I got a lot of good experience from doing this video, and I'm pretty proud of the way it turns out. Another thing that I really like about Sam is that when he's playing a character, he doesn't just get into it for the role, the mindset. He also plays into the way they move, the way they tap their fingers, the way they make facial expressions, and how you can see the gears turning in their head, processing their emotions. He really gets into the full body language of the character, and I think that really adds to just not saying anything, but you still know what he's thinking, what he's feeling, which is pretty difficult. Not just any actor can do that, but he can. And I think it's a really great element to making a believable story, enjoyable stories, and that he can just translate himself into anything, feel anything, and you know that something's good when you feel something, when you feel it evokes emotion from you. So making sure that he gets it just right, he just pulls off every character with grace. And finally, I start to add my background and add color. I wanted to make sure it stayed pretty similar to the original, but not 100%. You can tell that I did add stylization to the drawing. It's not meant to be fully realistic. It is meant to be a bit more comic book Disney, which is my style. And so I wanted to make sure it stayed true to that. This time, instead of just putting an overlay over the black and white, I also added color shading to the layers and color dodge highlights. That way you could really get the effect of the glow and the light hitting him and bouncing off his surroundings onto his face. It's important as an artist when you're doing a background and painting a character that their skin will absorb all the colors around them. It's not going to be just, skin tone, flesh color. It's going to be whatever the lighting color is, whatever the wall color is, or anything they're near. It's going to reflect onto their face and onto their skin, no matter what skin tone. So that's very important to make sure you get a little bit of everything to make it the most well-rounded, fleshed out character or painting that you can. And just as I'm starting to finish up here, I'm adding final little highlights, little details, making sure I get it all blended, having a little bit here and there, and here is the finished piece. Sebastian Henshaw from The Spy Who Dumped Me. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for my next drawing for Sam Week. Can't wait for the finale, you guys. See you later.